Hey everyone, this is Shayna from wordofmouth.org, and I'm here with wordofmouth.org crash course speaker, Todd Blecher. Hey Todd.
Hey Shayna, how are you?
Good, thanks. Can you tell us a little about the case study you'll be discussing?
Sure. We're going to take word of mouth and flip it on its head. I know a lot of organizations approach this topic from the perspective of how they can be the spark behind the word of mouth train, so to speak, and try to control or guide those conversations. That's one approach, but I want to look at it from a different perspective. I want to look at it from the point of view of how can the organization leverage the word of mouth buzz that starts somewhere else. And so we're going to look at sort of a few examples of what I would call trying to ride the wave of word of mouth.
Awesome. What are the top 3 lessons people will learn in your session?
Top 3 lessons are easy because they're all the same. Listening, listening, listening. So important when you're doing anything in this space, but especially when you're trying to leverage a word of mouth buzz. You have to really have your ears to the ground and be able to identify when that momentum is starting to build into a wave that you can ride for the benefit of your organization.
So I may already know the answer to this, but what is Boeing's secret to success for building an existing buzz?
I think our secret to success has 2 elements. One, obviously, is listening. We're constantly out there in the spaces trying to keep abreast of what's being said about us. The other is responding in near real time. And that's one of the things that we try to be good at, but frankly, we're not really good at yet. And so while I think we have the listening part down pretty well, leveraging that with the responsiveness so that we consistently leverage what's being said about us is one of the biggest challenges that we have. And so I would give you half a secret to half a success.
And what is your favorite word-of-mouth story of all time?
My favorite word-of-mouth story of all time. Let's see. You know, there are so many that are both positive and negative. I think well, I'll give you one example that I'm living and breathing right now just because it's a personal interest of mine, and I think it demonstrates something that a lot of people in this space may not really initially think about when they're trying to figure out how to build word of mouth for their brand. But if you look at it from the perspective of an entertainer or a sports team, much of the buzz around their latest activities is all word of mouth. So, you know, my favorite performer is Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen has just started his most recent tour, which I happened to catch the other night and was fabulous. But that's irrelevant to anybody who's not a fan. But what is relevant is the fact that if you look at how Springsteen or any of these bands or any sports team as an organization benefits from the word-of-mouth buzz that their fans organically create, be it around a new album or last night's concert or, you know, the Denver Broncos signing Peyton Manning or the Jets signing Tim Tebow or whatever it is. There are real lessons there for any organization in how to, listen, respond quickly, and benefit from the buzz that they're sort of creating by doing something, but a buzz that they allow to create by global word of mouth simply by having a fan base that they have nurtured and a fan base that's active in the spaces and the channels that are important to the brand's reputation. So, you know, I would say that there are a lot of lessons we can learn every day just by watching an entertainer or a sports team or a government agency, you know, if it's the White House or Congress or something like that. And those are the kinds of out-of-the-box examples that I think companies and other organizations can really learn from. Now, you know, I'm in a big organization that's fairly risk-averse, and so if I, went to my boss and said, hey, we want to do this or that because, the Chicago Bears are doing it or Bruce Springsteen is doing it, I'd probably get thrown out of the office. So you have to be able to translate those lessons into data points that are relevant for your organization. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about during my session. But really, I think word of mouth is so powerful and so pervasive that there are any number of next square examples for an organization and probably millions of next outside the box square examples that we can all learn from.
Perfect. Thanks, Todd. Everyone, you can come to the wordofmouth.org crash course in Austin on May 10th to hear more from Todd Blecher and for one day of love, happiness, and word of mouth. Go to wordofmouth.org/crash course to register.